Hey guys, my name is Marc Dressen. You're watching MDTV. In this video, I'm going to talk about my body transformation. It's day 14 and let's see how I'm keeping up. So stay tuned. Okay, let's see how I'm getting on with my own 10-week body transformation program. You can click on this link right here and you can go back to the video before this one, which is day 7. That's where I'm talking a bit about my training routine and so on. I actually lost 2.5, how much was it? 5.7 pounds in the first week. And I'm going to talk about how I'm doing this week and nutrition. So now just have a look at this picture. This is the picture right now after 14 days. And let me give you the stats. I wrote them down, so I'm looking down again. I'm 93.9 kilograms. The waist circumference is 93, and my body fat is 13.3. So compared to last week, I sort of lost 1.5 pounds, and my waist got a bit slimmer as well. Now, I remember telling you in the last video, I dropped loads in the first week, and I knew that in this week I'm not going to drop the same amount again. But this is kind of the reason why I'm making this video today, because I want to explain why that is happening. From my own personal experience, I can say low carb really works for me. What does that mean? It means you cut down your carbohydrate percentage down to around 25% of your amount of daily calories you eat. Then I'm sort of averaging between 40 to 45 of protein, and the rest of it is fat. So that's how my diet is split up in the low carb diet. Now, important is also, it's good to say, okay, I'll eat now a lot of protein, I'll eat less carbs. That will definitely make an impact. But how do you know what is the right amount of calories to eat? And therefore I created something called the Ultimate Calorie Calculator. Because I looked in the internet and I looked around and I couldn't find anything which was satisfying for me, so I created it myself. And here's a link below to where you can purchase that if you want, or just have a look at it. It's something where you can type in all your measurements, everything you've got from your weight, age, gender, and so on, and then based on your goals, your personal goals, will calculate your optimum nutrition split plus the optimum calories you should be eating. If you think about it, carbohydrates is nothing else as sugar. So if you eat a grain, or if you eat simple sugars like a sweet, in the end our body will transform it into glycogen, into sugar. Just the speed of how fast that is going to happen, that is different between a simple sugar and something like a grain. But bottom line is, it is sugar for your body. And sugar is good. We need that to work properly within the in the gym and stuff. That's all really important. But it has a downside, and the downside is if you eat too much sugar, what happens in your body is it spikes insulin. And insulin is a hormone which takes that sugar and stores it into your fat cells if it is not needed. So if you're working out, and that's why we're going to be talking about timing of foods and so on. That's going to be in the next video. But so why is that happening? So when you're working out and you're not using all that energy you've been eating, then the rest of it will be just stored as fat. It's pretty simple. Carbohydrates bind water in your body. So when you eat a carb, like bread or potatoes or rice or whatever, your body is able to hold and store more water, because one molecule of carbohydrates can store, I think, can bind three water molecules. And that way, it's quite natural if you now cut down on carbohydrates pretty drastically in the first, if you've been eating now, if you're a regular guy or you go out and you eat your sandwich and all this stuff, you're probably eating a load of carbs. And if you now switch down and cut down on carbs pretty rapidly, what will happen is you will lose a lot of water as well, because less carbs in your body, less water in your body, weight is gone. But in this whole transformation process I'm doing, it's not all about, losing weight in terms of what the scale says, because as we know, weight is made up of, your body fat, your muscles, your bones, and so on. So a muscle, when you think about it, let's say it's this big, that has a certain weight, but the same amount of fat is around this big. So volume-wise, you could say fat is much bigger compared to muscle. And that's why I also take a waist circumference, just to show you later on in this whole process, you will see that my weight will not drop that much anymore, but what will drop is my body fat percentage, and my waist circumference will get smaller. And this is something you need to know, because if you're on this journey of, losing weight and, getting into shape and want to looking better, just don't fool yourself. It's not all about the weight on the scale. It is about your body composition. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you want to stay in touch with me, down in the description box below you find all my social media channels. Make sure you check them out. And also I've got a new link to a website where I will post all pictures and all videos, like in a chronological order, which will make it a bit easier for you to, keep track of my process, if you're interested in that. And that will be somewhere around here. So just click on that. Yeah, I guess if you are really keen to do something similar, make sure you download this calculator. That will make it much easier for you to determine, what kind of calories you should be eating. And if you've got any questions around low carb diets, or, is this the right thing, just leave a comment in the comment box below. I'll answer those. So until then, I'll see you next week.